Hi दोस्तों, good evening. Have a great day. Namaste. I hope you all are well and your day have gone well. And as you know, KVS has declared its tentative CBT date for different sections, and it will continue from the 7th of February to 6th of March, a period of approximately 1 month. If we talk particularly about the deadline of the KBS PRT, it will continue from 21st of February to 28th of February for a period of 1 week, you may say. So it is time of the very pending periods, but we should not do that. Approximately the time that we have to prepare ourselves to grasp a seat from the KBS PRT, that is approximately 1 month. If we consider from the 20th of January to 20th of February, that is approximately 1 month. And within this 1 month, you have to prepare yourself and you have to assess yourself in which area you are lacking and which area you are just strengthening yourself. The lacking area you must strengthen further and move forward in order to assess yourself. And if possible, give or take as much as possible mock test that will help you a lot in order to sit in the examination, and that too exam oriented you should prepare, and all the questions and all the practices that you are doing, that should be as for the syllabus. Or if you are doing without going through the syllabus unnecessary practice, and that is meaningless and you should not do that type of nonsense. Okay, so nevertheless, just I am here. If you have gone through the syllabus of KBS PRT, there is a topic that is school organization which are associated with the development of the education, particularly as we are going to sit in the examination of KBS PRT. So you must have all the organizations which are associated with the particularly to the elementary education in order to provide the quality education or for the betterment of the education system. Some organizations are working in the international, national, state, district and block level as well as in the cluster level also. So as a KBS aspirant, we must have idea about this organization. This will be helpful for you in the examination as well as for interview as well. So let's start. The educational structure which are working in the international level, particularly if we consider there are three organizations in the international level which are working for the betterment of the education system all over the world. And first one is that is UNESCO, UNESCO, and it stands for United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. It was set up in 16th of November 1945 and it has 195 members and 8 associate members. It provides guidance and as well as funds to the developing country as well as the underdeveloped country for the betterments of the educations and in order to provide say sustainable prosperity also. Then the second organization that is UNICEF, United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, and this is also a funding agency we may say, and that is particularly for all the children and for in order to betterment the quality of education, in order to improve the quality of futures of the children's. It doesn't matter a country had played what the role in the Second World War, but this is such an organization it provides support to the children for their improvement. Then third one is the World Bank, and as you know, in the India, RBI is the bankers of the all the banks. So just like that, World Bank is the bankers of the all the banks of the world, we can say, and we can say also this is a international financial organization. It provides loans as well as grants to all the members of the country and which are associated with the organization. Particularly, we can say there are 189 organizations which are associated with the World Bank, and it has two major goals, that is to end the extreme poverty, first one, and the second one is to promote the sustainable prosperity all over the world. So these were the three international organizations which are working for the betterment or for the better quality of education all over the world, that is UNESCO, UNICEF and World Bank. Now move to the national level which are working for the betterment of the elementary as well as the secondary education. That is first the apex body of our country, that is NCERT, and you must have heard about this. NCERT, this stand for National Council of Educational Research and Training. This is an organization. It prepares The syllabus it prepares the curriculum as well as it organizes, it conducts some researches, some orientations programs, and it also advises to the MSRT, that is Ministry of Human Resource Development, in the purpose of some academic activities. And it also creates some associates organizations like RIE, that is Regional Institute of Education, NIE, National Institutes of Education, and there are so many associates organizations which are working under the NCERT. But the apex body is the NCERT at the national level. It is working for the betterment of the quality educations and for the betterment of the learner. And it creating also different activities which will move the learner from the rote learning to the acquisition of learning by doing some activities. And this is a better content, and this is we can say the tagline of the 2021st century era, we can say. So these were the two main organizations in the national level, that is NCRT and MSRT. Next move to the state level. If you go to the state level, just like NCRT, that is in the state level, that is called SCERT. SCERT, this stand for State Council of Educational Research and Training, and there is another organization, that is CIEMAT, SIEMAT. CIEMAT, it stands for State Institutes of Educational Management and Training. CIEMAT. Just like NCERT, Scottish on the role and function of SCERT is same, but difference is only that NCERT work in the national level, whereas the Scott is working in the state level within its jurisdiction. And as you know, education is in concurrent list. So both the states as well as the center, they facilitate and they prepare different sorts of activities and some curricular areas in order to improve the quality of education. So CMAT, that is also an autonomous body that works inside the state, and it also prepare test book, different activities, some teaching learning materials, and it also monitored the activities of school and in order to provide the better opportunity to the learners specifically. In the state level, this is working. Then if we move to the district level, there is a organization, that is DIET, and ETI also in some states is working. That DIET, that is stand for District Institutes of Education and Training. As you know, you all are going to appear in the KVS PRT examination, so you must have DLED. So DLED is that is done in the either in DIET or ETEA. In some states there may be another institutions, but DIET must be there. If we talk about the Odisha, as I am from Odisha, so there is two institute that is in the district level that is working, that is DIET as well as ETEI. It provides pre and in-service teacher training to the different aspirants, and as well as it also provides different prepare different teaching learning materials and provided to the schools. And that we can say it is accountable to the district education officer as well, and all the activities and that is done inside the diet, it is monitored by district education officer, and it has also some district resource unit, you may say. Just like it is a district resource unit means some resources which are prepared at the district level and provided to the different school which are under the jurisdiction of the district. So these were some organization diet and ETA that is works in the district level. Now moves to the block level, that is BRC. BRC, that is stand for Block Resource Center, and all the activities of the block resource center that is accountable to the block education officer. The work of BRC is also that is same. It also prepare teaching learning materials, conduct teacher training programs. It in order to improvement the proficiency and aptitudes of the teachers whenever necessary and whenever it's needed. So these are some BRCS. It's working in the every blocks, and the head of the BRCS is the block education officers, and it comprises of 100 villages, or it may be differs from place to place. But we talk of about the particularly 100 villages comprises of a BRC, or that is one block education officer. Then if we move to the cluster level, that is CRC. One CRC that is comprised of 8 to 10 school, and among 8 to 10 school, one school is considered as the or declared as the CRC. And CRC, that stand for, that is cluster resources center, and one school is considered as the CRC, and all the activities and all the members of the CRCS are accountable to the headmaster of the said school. It means which school has been declared as the CRC center, headmaster of that school is the head of the CRC, that is cluster resource centers. And in the basically in the rural areas, that headmaster is declared as the what? It is Panchayat Education Officer for the rural areas. And we move to the urban areas, that headmaster of the CRCS is regarded as the, that is Cluster Education Officer, CEO and PEO. So these were some organizations which are held responsible for the betterment and to provide the quality education, particularly in the elementary level. You must have some idea about this. So once again, just I am recalling you, in the international level, UNESCO, UNICEF, World Bank are working. In the national level, NCRT and MSRT. In the state level, SCOT and CMET, SCERT, SCOT and CMET, SIEMAT, CMET. In the district level, DIET and ETEI. In the block level, BRCS. And finally in the, that is in the cluster level, that is CRCS. Okay, you must remember this organization, you must go through this. Finally, just I am saying you 2 or 3 abbreviation, this may be helpful for you. Just like that, you must SSA, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, you must have known about this. Then DPEP, District Planning Education Program, DPEP. Then one is the TQM, Total Quality Management. Then SOPT, Special Orientation of the Primary School Teacher. These were some topics, these were some points which are necessary for you. So thank you, namaste. Prepare yourself very well and sit in the examination of KVS PRT. So I will bring you new lessons which are associated with the KVS PRT syllabus, and definitely I will provide you. So I hope you will do good and better. So bye bye. Good night.